I've actually, as you know, meant to make this video for a very long time, and today I just have no ideas. I got nothing. Oh, it should be Tiara Tuesday. Anyway, what I want to do here today is actually impossible, or feels that way. I want to talk about my lack of religious faith in a way that is honest and interesting without being condescending or derogatory towards people who have faith, and without trying to detract from the positives that faith provides in their lives, because I honestly do see that faith can be a good thing in a person's life, even if I don't feel like it always has been in my life. Part of the problem here that makes it really hard to talk about this way is that with most faith comes the impetus to evangelize or spread the word of God. Most people of faith are not content to just let a person quietly non-believe, and coming out of the faith closet as a non-believer is slightly dangerous. You can lose friends that way. You can potentially lose professionally. Socially, a lot of us have adopted a don't ask, don't tell sort of policy. If they don't ask what church I go to or what faith I belong to, I don't tell. Around here, the what church do you go to question is pretty standard, and I've quietly sidestepped it more than once. And here's another thing. I haven't always been a confirmed agnostic. I'm quite familiar with the Bible, and I was once a devout and practicing Catholic. Having faith made me a lot happier. It helped me lose weight and keep it off for a long while. It gave me a social outlet, and it gave me a sense of contentment that I don't have now. But it also let me avoid confronting some real problems in my life, including the insecurities that helped me put the weight on and a very unhappy marriage. It sort of let me see my life through some pretty rose-colored glasses. I've known some wonderful people whose faith made them better people, but I was not a better person in faith. I was even more self-involved than I am now, and I was certainly not as rational. For me, faith was sort of a pretty curtain that I pulled over my ugliness, and the irrational hope that the magic of prayer would make things better when what I really needed to do was work for change. The belief in the magic of prayer is not something I want to belittle. A person who says a prayer for me or for anybody else means well, and I'm not trying to imply that they're being silly, but for me, that belief was a problem because what I needed to do was do things, not pray about them. Prayer has, for me, never accomplished anything but make me feel better. There was a time when that was more than enough. That was what I thought I needed. I see faith as two separate things, and I'm honestly talking here from my own personal experience, so it may not apply to any other human on the planet. For me, faith is first and foremost a belief in something that is unprovable, stronger than me, and has my best interests at heart. And second, an overwhelming feeling of belonging and contentment. For me, if I could make myself do the first thing, then sometimes I could have the second thing. And it's hard to describe that feeling, but I hypothesize that it's a normal human thing, and I've read more than once about a person losing that feeling and being lost without it. I think maybe that second thing is part of what makes the 12 steps of AA work. The power of that feeling, which is, in part, derived from knowing that everything is going to be okay and a higher power has it all in hand. That power is very strong, and so faith is a very strong force. And I think that most of us can agree with that idea, whether we are people of religious faith or not, though obviously those of faith see its power in a whole different light. So I don't feel like having faith means you are a weaker person, even though I don't have it. And I don't feel like faith is silly, but I also don't necessarily feel like faith automatically makes you a better, or I really mean more, good person. Being a good person is something we should all do, and we are all capable of, because we are all capable of caring about our fellow human beings. Of course, all this also points to the fact that I don't really believe in sin, at least not the way most people mean it. And I do feel like faith can be destructive in some circumstances. When faith allows us to view our fellow human beings as being less than human because they don't share our brand of faith, that's really bad. So that's me coming out of the religious faith closet as a non-believer and trying really hard not to be a jerk about it. I hope, wherever you are on this particular spectrum, you can learn to respect everybody who is not where you are at. I know this is a tall order. I know it's almost impossible sometimes, but I'm pretty sure we can do it. My name is Marilyn. This is Two Awesome Women, and I think you're Awesome. Bye-bye.